What's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
This is your boy, the Black Senpai.
And it's your boy, the Omni Dragon.
It's been a while since we got together to make a video, but
It's been 5 days.
Well, it's been more than 5 days.
It's been 5 days.
We went and saw Captain America Civil War on Friday. We recorded that night. It's Saturday now.
Oh, I forgot. It's been more than 5 days.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're getting these videos out. We got a bunch of videos we got planned that we're going to release for you. This is the first one, and it's something that I immediately noticed and kind of got pissed off about. Let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll save our comments for during and after.
Let's get into this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Final
Fantasy is one of the longest running and most celebrated franchises in all of gaming, so we decided to take a look back at the core entries in the series and put them in order from worst to best. This is IGN's ranking of the Final Fantasy series.
Damn right.
2 is a bold experiment gone wrong. Rather than embrace a standard RPG experience point system, the team decided to base progression on how often a character performed a certain activity. It was a workable system, but it wasn't a lot of fun. Despite a fascinating opening, the combat weirdness ruins the pacing, and the whole game now feels more like a historical oddity than anything you'd actually want to play.
But, I mean, it was no
8 had a very tough act to follow, and is often looked upon as a black sheep in the series.
Strike one!
What starts as a simple love story quickly
I don't
evolves
like
into a
Final
tale of
Fantasy
conflict,
8 too much, but
rivalry,
it damn
and a
sure
favorable
ain't
world.
second worst Final
Game
Fantasy of all
falls into a few
time.
areas, specifically
Not even close.
junction systems,
fuck?
and its story completely falls apart in the third act.
Does
Despite
it?
these missteps, Final
It kinda
Fantasy VIII
does
is best
fall
remembered
apart
for
in
its
the
brilliance
No,
and
it's a
technical
love
prowess.
story. It's love driven.
13
Once
marked the
the
franchise's
ambition
much
and stuff
anticipated
start popping
PS3
up,
era debut,
and Ultimate
but
Sea
many
pops
fans
up,
felt it couldn't quite live up to the
falls off
hype.
to me.
While it's the
Final
most
Fantasy
graphically
13 should
impressive
have been
entry in the
fucking
series, 13 was
numbered
considered by many to be
the
too
worst.
linear with a convoluted story.
Y'all think
Despite
Final
that,
Fantasy 13
Lightning is
is worse
among the
than
most
8?
iconic
Fuck.
FF protagonists, and the Paradigm system was a smart new take on
I mean,
classes that allowed for
gameplay-wise,
fast-paced
Final
changes
Fantasy
during battle.
13 wasn't that great.
Because it had good graphics.
For me, the battle
The
system was
first
good,
Final
but it
Fantasy for the
wasn't.
PlayStation 2 represented the next
Happy
level in
Strike 2 for
graphical
me.
achievement.
For me,
The
Final
game
Fantasy
broke ground by
10,
getting
I
rid
know
of the
it probably
series'
caused
traditional top-down
controversy,
world
but to me,
map
Final
and
Fantasy 10
introducing
is the second
continuous
best
areas that
Final
felt real and immersive. Despite a
Y'all
charming
losing
love
your
story
damn
and memorable
minds saying
soundtrack,
I take that back.
Final
I
Fantasy
take that
X's
back.
ease
Third
of
best.
combat
Final
and questionable
Fantasy
voice
9 is
acting
my
left
second
some
favorite.
fans disappointed. But its graphical advancements and solid combat mechanics were a milestone for the series. For American fans, Final Fantasy III
Fantasy
is the
III,
long
Tyler.
missing link between the simple
Final
NES
Fantasy
original and the
III.
spectacular
Yo, are
Super
they-
Nintendo games.
What the fuck is
Released on
going
the
on?
Japanese
Final
Famicom in
Fantasy III.
1990,
Final Fantasy
Final
III is
Fantasy
better than
Chapter
10?
didn't reach the US until
And 8 better than
2006.
8?
And it was only then that most Western players discovered the iconic summons and job system that would become the backbone of the series' greatest
You know
installments.
what? It's not even better than 13.
The original Final Fantasy may
The
have cribbed a
original
lot from
Final
Dragon
Fantasy.
Quest, like an overworld map, random battles,
What the
and
fuck?
stats,
That's
but it expanded on the newly
That's
realized
perfect.
JRPG formula.
yeah.
Colorful,
the first
detailed
Final
depictions of fantasy
Fantasy
monsters,
is
a
better
huge world
than-
with different ways to get around, and most
know,
importantly, character
the one where the
customization,
character was
combined
named
to
Fighter.
create a
It's better than
blockbuster success.
10.
Fighter
Players
and
might
Mage.
laugh at the lack of chocobos.
Everybody
and
remembers
heroes,
their
but hey,
favorite character,
at least you're in an
Mage.
airship.
And White Mage.
Final Fantasy VII
Final
represents
Fantasy
one of the
7. Y'all
most important
can kiss
Fantasy
my
VII.
ass. Y'all can kiss
The series' first
my
jump into 3D on
ass.
the original PlayStation was a groundbreaking
Y'all can
moment for
kiss my
RPGs.
ass.
I'm
and the
loving
medium
this
as a whole.
list.
The adventure begins in
What
Midgard
the
before eventually
fuck?
unfolding into a globe-spanning quest, adding a sense of scope and scale
Wow.
to the series that we'd never seen before.
Wow.
And the emotional gravitas of a
Scope
certain
and
death
scale
halfway
to the
through
series
game
we've never
might be
seen
the most
before.
talked about
That's
video
why we
game
put
moment
it at
of the
number
entire
6.
generation. 5's story may have
Final
involved the
Fantasy
investigation of
V!
a fallen meteor, but its biggest
Final
benefit
Fantasy
Fantasy
V.
V,
And they
right?
put the remade
the
version
resulting
on
deep
here.
customization of Final
Final
Fantasy V
Fantasy
didn't
V.
come to the West until years after its
I
Japanese
did
release,
beat Final
but it had
Fantasy
a lasting
V.
impact on the
It
shape
had
of the
its
series
fun
in years to
moments.
come.
Is it better than Final Fantasy 7?
Final Fantasy
Hell
IV
no.
ushered the series into the
Final
16-bit
Fantasy
era with
4
groundbreaking combat
is
and
number
operatic
4.
story
They
and
just wanted to
stunning
do that
graphics.
shit on purpose.
Dark Knight
Fourth
Cecil's
place is
Road to
number.
Redemption was
Yo.
the best character
Final
development
Fantasy
in the
4 is
series
one
to
of the
date,
better ones
taking
to
players
me,
on an adventure full of
but
love,
it's still
loss,
like-
betrayal, and hope.
I can name
FF4's true
5
I say
playing
it's-
design
I
was
say
the
it's
active
just
time
cracking
battle
my top
system, which
5.
would become the golden standard for the next 5
For
entries
me,
in
I'd
the
have
series.
it at 5 for me.
9 is a near perfect throwback to the franchise.
I'm so mad that
Nostalgia
y'all put
aside,
9
the
at
secret
3.
to FF9's success
Just
is
because
its
of the bullshit that
Zidane
happened
and the
before.
members of Tom.
I'll let you guys know my top 10, my top 5 Final Fantasy games. My opinion about this shit is going to be really, really, really biased. Because right now I'm like feeling really emotional about this shit. Like really fucking emotional. But like, I don't know. No.
You said you were going to go ahead and give them your top 10. Just go ahead and
No,
run through
my
your
top 5.
Oh, top 5. Go ahead and run through your top 5 real quick. Well, wait a minute. Will it cut into the other video, though?
No.
You sure? Because you have Final Fantasy a couple times on there.
I do. Yeah, it might. You know, it might. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. I will say my top 5 Final Fantasies.
Do
later.
top 10 Final Fantasy games. That way, it wouldn't be as like it would cover more ground. That way, you can kind of mask the other video a little more.
I'll do my top 10 Final Fantasy games. My number 10 would be shit.
Probably do one and just work your way back. It'd be
I was about to say.
It'd be easier to just do one. And
Number
work your way
10
back.
would probably just be Final Fantasy 1. Number 9 would be fucking Final Fantasy fucking 3. Like, I don't know. That's really hard to do.
Like I said, I can do it from 1 to 10. My first one is Final Fantasy 7. Second one is Final Fantasy 9. Third is Final Fantasy 10. Fourth is Final Fantasy 6. 5 is Final Fantasy 4. The rest of them you can honestly throw into a basket and just pick from. I honestly don't give a damn. I think Final Fantasy 8 will be my number 6. Final Fantasy 5 would be after that. Then Final Fantasy... I want to say Final Fantasy 1. Then Final Fantasy 12. And then Final Fantasy... I'm having a hard time between 13 and 2, honestly. I'll go ahead and say... did I pick... Yeah, I already said 4. I said 4.
You said 4?
I said 4 and 5. And yeah, honestly, you can just pick between 13 and 2 because I lost interest at that point. I'll probably put 13 right there, honestly. Number 10, 13.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God, the clock is actually turning itself on. I can't believe that. Wow. Anyway, That's my top 10 for Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy 6 was an okay game. I can't say okay game. It was a good game. It really was. It has some great moments.
I hate Final Fantasy 6. And I hate Final Fantasy 6. And I hate the fact that people so-called like Final Fantasy 6 all of a sudden. Like, I can rant right now.
I think he actually tried to give it
I did.
The old try.
I did try to give it, I gave it a go. I gave it a whirl.
I beat it twice. And like I said, to me, it has its moments for sure. Like, the opera scene was amazing. The ending of the world scene with Celeste. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I try not to spoil it, but it was amazing.
They have a ghost train.
The ghost train was a good scene too.
Oh, well then if you think the ghost scene's a good scene, then you know what? I just can't say anything.
I'm talking about like
because I'm just thinking about
the
why
ghost
I hated
scene.
it.
The ghost scene around I don't know why the swordsman dude, his name has slipped my mind, but with him and his family dying, and he sees his family get on the train.
Tragic.
He's trying to talk to him and things like that. That
Very
was
sad.
a great scene to me. Like, it had a lot of good scenes to it, but the game itself, it wasn't that
stupid.
It wasn't that great for me, honestly. Like,
Then you meet the Jungle Boy. I lost interest at that point.
I love Chrono Trigger so much more than any other Super Nintendo RPG out there. Period.
I haven't finished Chrono Trigger.
I love Chrono Trigger.
But it already seems great.
Final Fantasy 7 to me is the only game that I like over Chrono Trigger. That is my shit. I will play Chrono Trigger every single day, over and over again. I love Chrono Trigger.
I study Final Fantasy games so much that like I just feel like from what they put in the Final Fantasies to how the creators made the Final Fantasies, I just think that like the opinions sometimes on these shows are really fucking stupid. Like when you have a series, right, that everybody loves, each time you're going to try to make it better than the last. Now, I understand that's not always going to happen. They're going to come out with some stuff and people aren't going to like it.
Yeah, that's
blah.
the case. 13 should be the best.
I was about to say that's what I have to say. That's what I have to say.
Because
Because Final Fantasy 13, they just fucking blew it. But like at the same time, like people who think 6 is better than 7, I just don't fucking understand like where the fuck are y'all pulling this logic from? Like, are y'all saying that y'all enjoyed 6 better and that's why y'all didn't buy 7?
For me,
because personally, like, seriously, like, did y'all like bash 7 when it first came out? Because I don't think
nobody it's definitely
did.
Something with the way Final Fantasy VII looks, I think, and the fact that most people that say that are people that played Final Fantasy before Final Fantasy VII. A lot of people who say Final Fantasy VII is the greatest tend to be people that started off with Final Fantasy VII. Just like me, I started off with Final Fantasy VII. It was my first game in RPGs. Funny story, I hated Final Fantasy when I first played the Final Fantasy VII demo. Like, I played the demo, I think it was one of them Pizza Hut demos or something. It had like Cloud, Barrett, and Tifa on the Reactor 1 thing. And I fucking hated it. I did not like RPGs at all. And then for some reason I went and bought the game. Didn't even know it was the demo that I played earlier until I started playing the game, and then I got into it. I don't know why, but I did. But yeah, Final Fantasy VI. It's good to me, but it has its moments. But people always like it's the hipster thing to do. People talk shit about Final Fantasy VII because they know it's popular.
Right.
I saw the website that had a poll after this video was over that said, what do you think the best Final Fantasy is? Number 1 choice, Final Fantasy VII. Number 2 choice, Final Fantasy IX. Number 3 choice was Final Fantasy VI. That lets you know what the fans think. So the fact that you would have 7 at number 6, despite the fact that it was voted number 1,
shows your fucking knowledge.
Shows that you're going against it simply because you want to be against.
And that's what I hate.
Culture.
I can't stand that. Like, people that just go against 7 just because you want to be fucking different. You know damn well 6 isn't better than fucking 7. Like, fuck you.
I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and let some people say opinions is opinions, because like if you like Final Fantasy VI better than 7, that's perfectly fine. But don't hate against it because of it's popular or because everybody else likes it.
I don't like 7 because it's
or something
overrated.
Like that. Like,
okay.
Honestly,
people bought that shit.
Honestly, for me, I think Final Fantasy VI is overrated. But I respect the fact that it is a great game. Like, it's one of the best Super Nintendo games, bar none. I respect the hell out of that. I respect the hell out of the fact that for its time, the music, the scenes that came out of it, the opera scene I always point to was fucking amazing. All that shit was the bomb. But I'm not gonna sit here and try to be like, it was the greatest of all time. The Hironobu Sakaguchi even said in an interview, like, well, if everybody thought it was so great, how come nobody bought it? Like, he himself was surprised that it has this little, like, this
crazy cult
following going after it, where everybody's just going after it, like,
fuck Final Fantasy.
Yeah, he's like, well, why didn't nobody buy it when it came out then? Like, everybody went out and bought Final Fantasy VII.
Everybody went out and bought 8.
Well, yeah, that was because of Final Fantasy VII, though, honestly.
That's true. And I don't know. 8's one of my favorite Final Fantasies because I just love.
I hate 8.
The story.
I hate 8.
I just like the story.
I don't like they said. I do hate the third act of the Final Fantasy VIII, and I hate the junction system. Like, drawing magic is fucking horrible, and
he's a magic lover.
The fact that you have to equip it onto skills and purposefully not use it.
He's a magic lover.
It's fucking dumb.
I'm not a magic lover.
I'll go ahead and let you wrap up the video because I've talked a lot, so you can go ahead and just finish it off.
Oh, no, that's perfectly fine, yo. I just have too much opinion. That's why I didn't.
This is going to be a long-ass video. It's going to be like 17 minutes.
I have too much opinion. I have too much fucking opinion about this shit. And, like, I'm just saying little bits and pieces, but we're about to just wrap it up. So, if you like this video, give us some motherfucking thumbs up.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check us out. We're uploading every single week. Share these videos. And make sure you leave them comments down below. Tell us what you think your favorite Final Fantasy is. And if you like Final Fantasy VI, just go ahead and express it. Like, let us know what you love about it and things like that. Or why you don't like 7 or 9 or whatever else. Just give us your opinion and we can go ahead and just talk about it. Well, that's our video, so we're going to go ahead and leave you guys with the deuces. Peace.